Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Thomas Brush. I make indie games for a living. That's my job. Today is going to be a really fun day. We're going to jump inside of Unity, and I'm actually going to show you how enemies are made in a first-person shooter game. We'll break down how I'm doing it, and then we're just going to move into live streaming the game and making these enemies feel good. It's called game feel. Most of you know that, but we're going to make good game feel, make it crunchy and snappy and fun. So let's go ahead and jump into Unity
and get started.
By the way, guys, feel free to download my free 2D game kit below. It's totally free. It's my treat to you. I used this exact 2D game kit to make a game for PewDiePie in 14 days, and then I got to play it in front of his subscribers, which was really awesome. So download that. Use it however you want. It's my treat to you. Yeah. Okay. Hey, yo! Let's jump inside of Unity. All right, so this is an enemy inside of Unity. Believe it or not, you don't have to write all the scripts to make this work. Unity is doing this thing. It's been doing this thing for the last decade where they make things really easy for you. So we have an enemy script, and that was written by AJ, who is in Australia. And AJ is a good friend now. I say now because he was once a subscriber, and now he's actually helping make Father. So, excuse me. He wrote that script, but the main scripts that you're going to use for your enemies are a Nav Mesh agent script. It's basically going to be an agent and is going to move around as a capsule collider within the Nav Mesh, and we'll talk about that in a second. And then also, well, the capsule collider, obviously. And there's also a box collider, and that's going to trigger whether the enemy starts moving, right? So the Nav Mesh inside of Unity is, well, anything that's really a static object. And I just found out that it doesn't even have to have a box collider on it. I was having issues before I started the stream where my sun shafts right here, you can't see them very well, but there's sun shafts here. They're just planes or quads. And they were marked as static, and then the enemies couldn't get past them. So let's talk about the Nav Mesh really quick. As long as an object is set to static, they're going to move around on the Nav Mesh. So let's show the Nav Mesh. I'm going to go up to here to Nav Mesh. If you don't see that tab, go to Window, AI, Navigation. And you click that, and then this will pop up. Boing! See that? So this is a baked Nav Mesh. Anything you see in blue is what the enemy can walk on. It's baked kind of like lighting because you have to click a button for it to actually generate where the enemy can walk. This is different than maybe you programming an enemy from scratch because your enemy, you'd have to program like him moving around dynamic objects, and that can really get intense on the CPU or the GPU, right? And slow down the frame rate, especially if you have like 20 enemies. So there's this Nav Mesh here. The way you generate this is you just go to the Bake tab and click Bake. And it builds, and then we're good. That's it, okay? So let's jump inside of Father and make this enemy feel really good, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and make sure my audio is set up properly. Everything looks good. Let's hit play. I'm going to remove my music, actually. I don't want music playing during the live stream here. All right, so let's hit play. Okay, let's see if we can find our little friend. Where are you, buddy? There he is. Is he going to move? I haven't really worked with the enemies in a long time. Let's take a look. Where are you, buddy? Are you going to move? Oh, yep, he's going to move. Okay, fudge. All right, so let's see what happens when he chases me. There he goes. All right, so there's a couple things I want to write down to get this enemy feeling good. And by the way, if you were in a previous live stream, you've seen these enemy types before, and they were probably working better than they are now. And that's because we sort of restarted the project and sort of did new designs, and we're working with a new pipeline. We're working with URP. So let's open up my text editor here. And I'm just going to write down some issues I already saw with this enemy. I find it really, really helpful to put together a running list. Nothing professional here, just a simple notepad document. A running list of things I need to do. Otherwise, I get distracted. And more importantly, I start digging into things I should not be digging into. So today is all about progress, right? Let's make some progress. So the first thing is the blood splatter effects, or particle effects, are pink for some reason. And I think that's probably a URP thing. Welcome 3D Printer Academy. And I think you and I, didn't we talk? We talked in email. Welcome, come on in. Blood splatter particle effects are pink. That's not good. The enemy runs a little too fast. His awareness box is a little big, but I'm actually just going to keep it as is for now. I don't know yet if I want the awareness box to be much bigger. That's basically his ability to hear or sense that you're near him. I'm not going to make that any bigger. Also, his steering sucks. He's like doing this. It looks like he's sliding down ice. This is horrible. We don't want this, okay? So that's pretty good. So let's go ahead and get started. These are things we're going to do to make it feel better. It usually has nothing to do with the game itself, but rather the game feel. Okay, so anytime you're having issues or your game doesn't feel professional, it's probably a game feel problem. Okay, these are game feel problems. This one's kind of different because usually this isn't a problem with most people, but having a good poppy blood splatter effect is part of game feel, so that's on my list of game feel things to do today. So let's first and foremost go to the blood splatter particle effect. I've got a lot of blood splatter, so I'm going to go inside of the splatter variant here and take a look at the specific one here. Okay, so let's go ahead and just run through each one. We got a heart, but it doesn't have a base map. That's not good. So let's add the base map. Blood mist. Ooh, very, very, very fresh. Let's take a look at this here. Make sure it looks good here. You can't see it. Let me move my head over here. That's set up properly. Blood drops. Those look weird. Okay, so those need to be transparent. Boom. And they're a little big, aren't they? That's fine, I guess. Fleshy drops. Good, okay. And this was an asset that I downloaded from the asset store. You guys know I love assets. If it saves me time, I'm going to do it. Okay, let's turn on lighting and take a look and see how that looks. It's not so red. I might do an unlit. I might do unlit. So let's take a look here. That looks good, and that looks good. So why on earth did we have issues? Oh, I think it was the URP catching up with the game. And I've had that happen before where you have like a pink texture and it's just because or a blue texture because the URP is sort of catching up with all the shaders. Only Code says, Thomas, did you do the models yourself? Hell no. I hired somebody. I recently hired one of my first ever full-time employees, and his name is Felipe, and he is working on the models. So currently he's putting together a 3D course, which is going to be at my program, Full-Time Game Dev. So he's working on that today, but he's going to be jumping back into Father here pretty soon. Okay, another issue. Thomas, this is another thing with game feel. Now, this isn't particularly true with most games, but I like my reticle to turn red. Okay, so I'm going to have the reticle turn the reticle red. I don't think that's going to work, actually. Can't do it. So we're not going to worry about it. And it's not true for most. Oh, shoot. Good, okay. Blood particle effects need to be a little bit bigger. Blood particle effects need to be a bit bigger. And instead of this one here, I'm just going to change this out because I already did this. Let's make blood more vibrant. Yes, make it more vibrant. So that should be good. And there also, hey, there needs to be a decal. Put the decal on the floor after blowing up. We need some decals. So blood splatters on the floor. All right, guys? Hey, de Velangenden, Hollandster, we're going to get you banned in 3. And I'm talking about banned from the chat forever. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Very good. Do not say whatever you're saying. I don't know what that word is, but it doesn't look good. All right, so that's good. Let's go ahead and get the blood looking great, okay? Let's jump out over to spiders. All right, you're going to get banned here. Okay, let's jump out over to spiders. 3, 2, De Villegende, don't post things twice. That's a rule for you. I love you very much, but please, chill. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wild Wolf says, I also want to become a game developer like you. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. All right, let's go to the blood here. No, it's not morning here. It's 1:30. All right, let's jump out over to our blood particles and make them beautiful and vibrant and red. Okay, guys? Usually it's a shader thing. So I'm going to turn off the lights currently. Let's take a look at this heart. Turn off the gizmos. Oh, wow. Let's see here. I kind of want that just to be a big old red. Okay? So I'm going to crank it. Look at that. But a little bit of orange because all of my particle effects, or anything that's red in the game has a little bit of orange in it, a little bit of yellow. Okay, so that doesn't seem to be doing anything. No, it is. Okay. I think we're good there. Let's take a look at this one here. Make it big old red. Okay, that one didn't do it. Blood drops. So for some reason that's not changing colors. I wonder if we need to do... It's a weird thing, isn't it? It's because it's alpha mode. What about additive? Nope. I just want it to be normal. Alpha. That's a strange thing that's occurring, isn't it? How strange. I don't like that. Hey, I think I know what it is. Just do alpha, and then let's take the colors here. Ah, yes. Start color. That might be the problem here. So let's try this. Nope, wrongo. Let's go to color over lifetime. Let's see here. What if we made this red? What would happen? Nope, not working. Oh boy, we're gonna have to figure this out. Is it the... I don't even know if I like that one, to be completely honest. But let's see here. I'm going to come back to this one and turn it off because I think I'm confused. Let's keep moving. Flesh drops, material, crank up the red. Let's take a look. There, that one works great. That one looks great. Flesh drops. Good. Okay, so there's just 2 of them. Blood splatter. That one, I really like that one a lot. That's one of my faves because it looks so much like old school games. I like it a lot. So let's add a little bit of orange there and take a look. Nope, still same thing. I think it's because of, yes, Thomas, I think I figured it out. I think it's because it's got a shine to it. Yep, smoothness. There we go. Hooray. Which means this one here is probably the same thing. Turn it on and hit, there we go. Thomas wins. So let's see here. That looks fine. Let's change this color to a little bit more vibrant red. No, that one's good. That one's good. Gibbs. Ah, yes, we got some problems with the Gibbs. So what we're going to do is set this. It's because it's URP, so we have to change everything. Transparent. Good. Not good, actually. That's the wrong one. Gibbs, huh? Oh, it's... Yeah. Okay, we're good. Turn off the smoothness and make it vibrant red. Okay, so we're actually looking at 3D pieces. Okay, so we're not currently looking at that trail. That's the child here. Let's go to the child. And change the smoothness. to orangish red. Hit play. Very good, Tom. All right, let's jump into Unity and take a look at what we've got. One of the most effective ways to make good blood splatter is to have a poof of like mist, of just, it's almost like you spritzed like spray paint into the air. That, for some reason, looks really, really good. So I think we've already got that. So let's take a look here. Never start with a big idea. Correct, guys. My Padawan learners are correct. Do not start big. That's a problem. If you're starting game development, do not start big. You don't want to do that. Okay, I'm going to turn down the desktop audio for you guys. Oh, Nikes. Okay, so those gibs, there they are. They're rendered now. Okay, see what I mean? Hey, that's weird. Okay, whatever. Let's keep taking a look here. Let's do it one more time. I have a horror soundtrack in my head, and it's for my short film that I'm doing. It's from the same writer who did this game. Okay, come here, buddy. Let's kill you. It's too small. So let's head on over to our... And also, the enemy's health is super small. I think it needs to be something like... 1098. Okay, so 40. 1098. And let's go to the blood particles here. You know, if I make these bigger... Son of a bee. Hold on. There they are. Wait. If I made them bigger, what would happen? Let's take a look. 10 by 10. Good, okay. I think it's not necessarily making the... Let's test it out. Just because you make a particle system bigger doesn't mean it's going to look bigger. So we're going to do something like 8 by 8 by 8. Okay. And that's everything. I mean, we can take a look here. Also, there was another problem. The health. We fixed the health. Okay. Will this be rated T or M? I'm pretty sure we're screwed. Yeah, it's probably going to be M. Unfortunately, because I want to make money, but I also want to make a fun game. Where are you, my friend? See, that's always horrifying when you can't find him. Hey! There we go. The D Gibbs. Let's do it one more time. I told you, URP takes forever to catch up. William says, I love the quality of your streams. Thank you. Thank you very much. By the way, guys, if you haven't downloaded that free 2D game kit below, feel free to do that. And if you're not into that, check out my webinar below. It teaches you how to make 6 figures with just a demo. I know that sounds crazy, and I'm not promising you can do it, but that's what I did twice. I went full-time just with an incomplete game, and I'm probably going to do the same thing. Okay, so that looks awesome, but the trail is way too weird looking and big. And also, I think we need that mist to be a lot bigger. But what I was saying was, oh, and there's also not a bullet. We need this is going to be kind of a pain, but we need a bullet effect, not just an explosion. And also, when you hit enemies, there should be a signifier on the reticle. Okay, so let's go back to the and what I mean by go full time with this game. What I mean is bring in enough income that would be enough to go full time. I'm probably going to do that again. That's not to say I don't have enough income now to go full time. I've been doing this for a while, and I'm totally fine. But I'm just saying I'm going to do it again, sort of, maybe kind of to prove a point that I can do it pretty much every time I want. Anytime I need money, I can just go find it from a publisher with a demo. It's not hard. Well, you got to make a great game, but the process itself isn't that hard. So this one here needs to be set to transparent. That looks pretty good, actually. Okay, let's go to our mist. Okay, the mist needs to be much bigger. So we're going to do something like 0.2 to 2. Awesome. Awesome. That one's going to be 0.2 to 2. And then the mist here. Ah, yes, it's not red. We need to definitely do that. Turn off the smoothness. Boom. Oh, that's exactly what we wanted. And let's consider making it a little bit bigger. And then also go to color over lifetime. The alpha should last a little bit longer. All right, let's take a look here. Hit play. Give me a second. I need to text my wife. Let's take a look. That felt pretty good. Now all we need is sort of a blood splatter on the floor. Okay, so let's design a blood splatter decal. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a bullet decal, sort of just copy over this decal projector here. This is a URP decal projector. So let's take that and let's go to our spider. Blood particles die. I think the decal will be in there. This will, let's see here. These need to destroy eventually. So I believe we can, let's take a look here. Yeah, so there's currently no script that will destroy this. So let's delay by 10 seconds. Or you know what? 30 seconds. I think that's fine. Although, we should probably put that inside of the explode effects, because those we can delete a lot sooner. So destroy me is a script that I wrote. All it does is it does a yield. It waits the amount you said, and then it will just destroy something. That way we don't have a bunch of blood particle effects all over the place. Now, when you destroy something, you do run the risk of like putting a blip in the frames per second, but I don't think we're going to have a problem with that. So let's set the delay to something like 5. Nah, let's just be safe here. 10. But the decal here, mother effer. Oh, it's not pasting. That's something I noticed moving to PC, because I was on a Mac for a while, is copying and pasting doesn't always happen. It's a weird thing. There we go. We got our decal projector. Let's test it out by putting a quad. I think we got a floor piece here. Yeah, bathroom floor, corner. No. Carpet floor. Yeah, we'll put that there just for now to take a look at what this blood decal projector is going to look like. First question is, does it actually work? There it is. It's over there. Okay. Okay. I think it is. Look at that. What is that? That's oh, it's because it's, yeah. So we need to face it down. Well, let's see here. There we go. Just like this. So that is currently going to be 270 by 90 by negative 180. We can adjust the decal itself. Let's see. Oh, gizmos. Turn on our gizmos. And we're going to just do something like this. We're going to actually, yeah. We'll have it at 0. And it will project downward onto the floor. Okay? So that looks great. We also have a material called bullet decal. I'm just going to create one called blood decal. Yeah. There it is. And I actually think I have a blood splatter already ready to go in here. There it is. Blood ground pools. Bang. So let's pull that on in to our new decal. Whoopsie. First we got to swap it out. blood decal. We'll put it right here. There we go. And then let's adjust the blood decal to include the blood pool. There it is. Awesome. And it's also a PSD, so that means we can edit it in Photoshop, no problem. So there is our blood splatter, guys. Look at that. So obviously this is going to need to be much, much bigger. So I'm going to do something like 1 by 1. Nope, that doesn't do anything. Okay, so changing the scale of a decal doesn't do anything. Let's zero out the Y position, and then yeah. There we go. Okay, so the Y position is 0. Ah, yes. Okay, so we need to actually point it downward. There we go. So that, I think we could set that as 0. No, 90? Yeah, 90, 0. I think we can do 0 there too as well. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look, guys. I know it's kind of hard to see, so we'll turn off the, well, you know, it didn't really do anything when we turn off the lighting, but it's definitely hard to see, I know. So there is our blood splatter. We'll set width of 3 by 3. Just like that. Pretty cool, huh? All right, so we're going to save that. Scale irrelevant, inherit from hierarchy. Yeah, I think I want the scale to be irrelevant. Opacity, I want it to be vibrant. Okay? So the real question here is, will this be forever in the scene? I think what I want to do is have something like after 2 minutes, it'll just destroy. So let's save it at 120 seconds. Okay. Okay. So we're going to delete that. So the way this is going to work is when I kill an enemy, it's going to appear the blood particle effects, and those will appear on the floor. But I'm going to center those up inside of the enemy's body, just like that. That way, when the decal projector is pointed down, we should probably do a couple tweaks here to sort of push it down just a little bit, just in case it doesn't fully touch the floor, right? So let's disable, and let's test it out, Harry. Y'all ready for this? Bum, 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 bum. Let's go. Beautiful. Gibs look good. The blood splatter I wish was a little bit darker. So we're going to go to the blood decal. Okay, there it is. And we're going to consider opening that up and darkening it just a bit. But of course, cranking up the saturation as much as we can. Save it. Yeah, you know, it's not my favorite. So let's take a look here and see what's going on. It could be just that there's lighting on it, maybe. So there's our decal projector. Crank up the opacity to 100%. Man, you know, we might need to do a normal map. Yeah, let's see here. If we put a normal map on there, what do you guys think? Do we need a normal map? I think we might. Well, let's take a look without light. I mean, it looks pretty cool. I kind of like it solid, like it's paint, you know? And also it needs to be a little bit bigger. Pretty cool. Man, I wish that, let's see here, shader graph. Decal. Yeah, let's do a normal map. I think we need to do a normal map. So let's open this up. I'm going to merge all these layers together. We're going to do a normal map here. I mean, no, that's not going to work. Yeah, it's not going to work. I've tried normal maps on that, and I don't know how to do them. It's fine. Let's consider making it bigger, and I think we're good. You know, we don't want to get too crazy here. All right. So let's go to spider. We'll go to the spider here. Blood particles. Decal projector. Let's make sure it's still set to 1. Opacity is 1. We're good there. And then what we're going to do, we're going to set this to 5 by 5. I think that'll be a good size. Okay. And I think we should be good. Really good. Really, really good. The gibs are a little big. The gibs are a little too big. The heart I don't even like, to be completely honest. All right, let's see how it looks when we kill 6 or 7 spiders. What do you want? Is it too hot in here for you? You're crazy. Do you want to go outside? You want to go outside. Hold on, guys. What about making the blood reflective? I don't think you really can. There's not a lot of parameters with the URP decals. And I'm not like a super smart person, so I'm not going to try and figure it out. So the blood looks good. Let's see what happens when we kill multiple spiders. We may need to rotate it randomly per spider. So let's do 2 here and see how it looks. Prince Almighty, you got 3 seconds or you're going to get banned. 3, 2, 1. All right. Bye-bye. Okay. Let's see here. Come on. A lot of this is so unfair right now. All right, so I think the height is a problem because we get weird stuff like that. But overall, I'm more than pleased. But we might need to rotate it randomly. Although, to be honest, I don't think we're going to need to do that because the enemy is, well, rotating itself randomly. So that looks good. Okay. Pretty cool. All right, guys. One final thing here. I'm just going to open up that spider variant. And I'm just going to tweak that decal projector just a little bit. And also, I'm going to bring it down. I may just get rid of the heart. I'm going to remove the heart. The gibs, they're too big. Yeah, these guys are way too big. Like that. There we go. Although, what was that? Oh, it was a reflection probe. Okay, so the decal projector, you know, let's call it blood. Before we move on to other things, I want to make sure I make this a prefab. So let's move it on over to a prefab here. Goodness gracious, we got a lot of folders here. Hold on. There we go. All right, we got our own little blood decal projector here. And that's inside of the blood particles die. So we can reuse the blood particles die as much as we want to. I'm going to apply this to all so that all of our blood particles match this. Okay. Oh yeah, and then let's go into a blood particles prefab, and we're going to set it back to 0.8. I think being able to see through it was a kind of helpful. So that's good. The next thing I want to consider here is we really need an effect. Oh, this is going to be a pain in the A. An effect when you hit the enemy, a blood particle appears. I think we already got something like that though, so let's take a look here. We've got spider variant, and we should have some sort of particles that you hit. Okay, we don't. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to go into our weapon controller, and inside of this is a script called Impact and Effect Manager. There we go, and we have hit particles blood. Okay. So let's take a look at Impact Effect Manager and see how this is handled. All right. Create effect. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my breakable object script. And inside of the breakable object script, we're firing this. And I'm going to copy that script on over into the spider. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, it's not there. It's inside of the breakable script. So let's enter that. Come on, you mother effer. Open. Open! Come on, open! Right, let's type in breakable. Hey, you can't. Ah, damageable entity. There we go. So let's open that up. We can take a look here and see. Take damage. Okay. Could it be that it has to do with the weapon controller? Could be. So let's go to the weapon controller. It might not be inside of a damageable entity because it looks like there's no reference to that function anywhere in here. Yeah. Yeah. Which is okay. You know, if everything's handled in the weapon controller, I think that might be okay. So let's jump inside of the weapon controller and take a look. You know what we could do? We could just look for that script. Where was it again? Where was I using? I'm already losing my brain here. It was inside of the impact effects. I'm going to look there we go. It's inside of the pushable object script. Okay. So when we push something, then it does this sort of impact effect. Where else is it used? Demo weapon. There we go. There we go. Ah, yes. So no matter what we hit, an enemy, a pushable object, a wall, it doesn't matter. It's going to create an effect with the hit tag passing through, which is basically the object that we hit, the tag. That's not necessarily needed. The hit point, the transform, and then the... Ah, yes. Okay. So, Harry, what we need to do, this might be really easy, is we go to the spider variant, and we need to just go to this tag here, and you can see we have an enemy, okay? So if that is hit, it should do a blood effect. So what we need to do is go to the Impact Manager, Impact Effect Manager, and take a look and see what we got here. Sweet. We're just going to add another else. I know this is messy, but it only happens once, so don't stress. It's basically just a switch statement. Is that what it's called? There we go. Enemy. If the tag is enemy, the decal is going to be blood. It looks like I don't have one. I don't have one. Okay. Blood hit decal. Oh, interesting. Yes. And it will most likely attach itself to the enemy. We could try it. Blood hit sound. Flesh hit sound. There it is. Ah, it's called flesh hit decal. Okay. And then flesh hit particles. And then we're going to debug this because it may be that we can't even see this because we haven't set up the decals properly or the particles properly. So I'm going to say hit enemy show blood. Something like that. All right. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look. All right. So let's watch our debug and see what we got. We're debugging the bug. There we go, it works. But there's no sound playing, which is fine. Cool. All right, so it works. We need a sound. So I need to get Hector to do some sounds. I think we have a blood impact, blood hit sound, or a hit sound. Flesh hit. Let's see which one we like. Nope. Ugh, those are horrible. Those were ones I did, not Hector. Ugh. Whatever. You know, let's just get it working. So let's go to our Impact Effect Manager inside of the weapon controller, which is right here. And let's see here. There's a flesh hit sound. Is that the quiet one? I think it might be the quiet one. Ugh, it's not playing. So we need to figure out why it's not playing. I'm not so sure. Hey, look. There's our decals. Remember that blood decal we made? We can just put that. And the flesh hit. The theory is that it will project it onto the spider. That's the theory. All right, let's take a look. Yeah, the sound isn't playing. You know, we really want it to play from the... We want that hit sound. We want it to play much closer to the camera. So let's take a look and see where it's playing from. Okay? Hit location. It's playing at the hit location. do we really want that? You know? Let's create a parameter. What we're going to do is we're going to say Boolean if the Boolean will be play sound at hit location, and that's going to by default be true. Okay, that passes through, and now we say if play sound at hit location, then play it at the hit location. Otherwise, else we should play it at the actual the gun location. Which we need to find. You know, we could probably just do it right here. What we could do, we could just change the hit location, but I don't want to do that. Audio source play, you know what we could do is we could say transform, capitalize, transform hit sound location equals hit location. But if it's set to false, then all we're going to say is we're going to move that over here. Hit location is a point. I think it needs to be a transform. What's hit location? Let's see what it is. What's hit location? Is it vector 3? Yeah, it's vector 3. Okay. So this needs to be vector 3, hit location. If, you know, play sound at hit location, then what we're going to do is sound location. It's going to equal game manager dot player controller dot transform dot position. So it's going to play right at the ear of the player. Because in certain games, when you hit something, no matter where it is, you can hear it. And that's something we want to consider here. And yeah, it'll be sound location. Just like that. Save that out. Now, what we do is we go to the oh boy. Yeah, here's what we need to do. It's not a parameter, okay? What we're going to do is just sound location is going to occur here because we're hitting an enemy. Then we also need to declare it. Are we missing something here? Hold on. Give me just a sec, guys. Yeah. Sorry, give me just a sec here. So inside of this here, we're going to say sound location is going to equal the player. Okay. Sound location, Thomas, is not defined. Well, then what we need to do is we need to define sound location as a vector 3. Not a vector 2, 3, a vector 3 sound location. And it's going to equal the hit location by default. But if there's certain things like shooting flesh and you really want to hear it, I think it's important to hear when you actually shoot flesh. We're going to set the sound location to the transform dot position of the player. Now, this has a bracket here. We don't need that. So we should be good here. Let's take a look here. Hopefully we'll be able to hear it a little bit better. All right, guys, let's go ahead and hit play here. Take a look. So let's shoot these first. It's odd you can hear it. Let's see here. Can't hear it, man. Yeah, you can't hear it. We gotta figure this out. Let's take a look here. Also, let's double check something here. The audio source for the weapon controller. Yeah, let's take a look. Let's figure this out. Let's debug what is going on with this sound. First off, I'm going to debug this. Play sound, and then we're going to see which sound it is. So that should do it. That'll tell us if the sound is actually playing. Yeah, so let's take a look. Hey Pepe, how you doing, buddy? Looks like it's trying to play it. Let's make it some random sound and see if we can hear it, okay? Let's set it to run a random loud sound because I think the sound might be just too small of a sound. So let's see here. Let's do box break, okay, which is a loud one. Yeah, let's do that one and see. If it's not playing, we got an issue. I see. I know why that sound's playing. That's the break sound. Okay. All right, good. It's working. So we just need a louder flesh hit sound. So let's jump on over to freesound.org. I mean, we can see if there's some better sounds here. Flesh hit. That's great. That's the one. I don't even know if I need to do anything to that one. So let's head on over to Father. I have so many drives here. Father. Let's open that up. Once it opens up, there we go. Why? What? Oh, it's the wrong one. We're in Windows C. There we go. Folder 22, assets, sounds. And we're just going to call this. I like to keep the name the same because I need to know which sounds I'm using that I need to do an attribution license to. So this is Flesh Hit 2. I'm going to do R2. R2 in my head means revision 2. As opposed to like a second one to use. It's the newer version. And I don't really like saving over old sounds because Unity gets weird sometimes with that. All right, so all we need to do here is go to our Flesh Hit sound that is in that as a reference and just drag over the new one. So this is our new sound. That's a great sound. That feels good. All right, let's hit play. Good. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to have 3 sounds. Okay. And we need to randomize between the 3, which is going to be fun. So let's open up this sound. I'm going to show you guys Audacity, okay? How many of you use Audacity? So let's open up Audacity. I've been using this since I was 15 years old. I could be wrong about the numbers there, but it feels like 15 years old is the age I was. So let's open this up in Audacity. I'm 31, by the way. Okay, so that's a great sound. It should be between -12 and -6. Okay, guys, that's my standard. So something like -9. I actually don't like as much treble as the amount of treble in there, so we're going to pass it through a high pass filter. Let's do like 200. One. What the freak? I mean, a low pass filter. Preview. Let's do 500. I think we need to go higher, actually. So 1500. We could do 2500. We could even do 4000. That seems a lot better. So you notice how it's not as harsh. So there's the first sound. Let's export that as a wave. We don't want to save it in my films drive, so let's move on over to Windows. Got to find our way all the way back to the folder here. And we're going to call this Flesh Hit R2 1. I know that sounds weird, but that's what's going to be intuitive for me, so I don't care what you think. All right, -10. So this one, maybe actually a little bit higher. I think that's the lowest I want to go, is at 0. Okay, and then what we're going to do is remove a piece from it. So I think maybe this piece here. Okay, so what we're going to do, that's what we want. So what I'm going to do is fade out this, create a new track, stereo, and then fade it in. That way we don't get that weird A clipping, you know? And we just move over here. So this one, maybe we make it even shorter. So something along the lines of, you know, I can't find my move tool. Usually there's a move tool, and there's no move tool currently in Audacity. Maybe you move it there. Okay, there's no move tool anymore, so you just click here. So that's good. You know, let's add a little bit of blood splatter. So splatter or splash maybe. This is the problem with using free sound. There we go. The problem with using free sound is there's a lot of great sounds and a lot of terrible sounds. So this one, because we're going to need to edit it, we're going to store it in our downloads folder, open it up in Audacity, and then we'll move it into, once it's combined with the new sound, we'll move it into our Unity folder. So let's open this up. There it is. On my other monitor here. We're going to add just a very subtle, look at that. So we can do this. Very good. And then fade out. I don't like this piece here, so let's fade that in a little bit. Twice. Good, okay. So that's sound 2. Remember, flesh hit R2, 2. And I actually really liked one of these sounds in here, so I'm going to backtrack, and I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to mix it with perhaps a higher version and remove that. Okay, we could try that one, and obviously, guys, you want to make sure you cut off as much as you can here. You don't want it playing silence. I don't like that sound. Back up. This one. bring that in here like this and like that. And I'm going to do something that I said I wasn't going to do. We're going to change the pitch to be lower than 0. So this one here, we changed it up like 4 or 8. So we're going to do something like -12. That feels good. Make sure you fade out the end of your clips, guys. Okay, export. Export as wave. Flash hit. This is going to be R2-3, not R2D2, but R2-3. And now what we do is we go to our controller. And what we're going to do is go to the image, Thomas, our image impact, our impact effect manager. And now we can do audio clip, flash hit sounds, and then randomize between them. See, isn't this cool? Watch this. Which sound equals random.range, flash hit sound dot length on that side, 0 over here. And that should do it, donkey. And that's going to be flash hit sounds. How fun! See, that wasn't hard at all, even though we're getting an error. Ah, Thomas, you moron. Flash hit sound, brackets, and then it'll randomize between the two. Flash hit sounds. What? Flash hit sounds does not exist in the current context. Yes, it does, you moron. It's right there. Maybe I need to do this. Wait. What am I doing wrong here? Is it this? No, it's this. It does exist in the current. Ah, yes, capital S. And then that. All right, that should do it, donkey. Let's take a look. Why? Ah, yes. That's just because I got a new keyboard. I'm blaming the new keyboard because I got a new keyboard. It's nicer than the other one I had. But I'm still figuring it out. So my capital letters aren't always capitalized. Is it length or length -1? I think it's just going to be length, although... Yeah, and by the way, I still mess that up 15 years after I started learning code. You guys ready? Let's take a look. Okay, we're getting a error, of course, because Thomas, you moron, you got to set up the sounds. Son of a bee. 3. There we go. Harry. So this will be flash hit R2, 1, drag it in, 2, drag it out, 3, drag it all over the place. All right, let's take a look. Why? Okay, so it's not working with the axe, so we gotta fire it for the axe. But that felt pretty good. Let's try it again. Is it? I think I'm hearing it. It feels a lot better. Let's set the sound volume to 1. But we don't want to do it for everything. So what I'm going to do... I'm going to create a new float, and it's going to be called volume. Or sound volume. How's that? And we're going to set it to 0.7 by default. But for this, we can do sound volume. We're going to do 1. And now, right here, all we got to do is sound volume. See? All right, let's hit play. remind me we need to fix it with the axe because it's not... Whoa! Apparently I broke a box. Yeah, I don't know. That feels really good. That's a punchy sound. Like we were talking about earlier at the start of the stream, guys. Get it punchy. Very nice. That's a little too faint. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to... Let's just fix that really quick. Okay. We're going to spider variant. Go to our decal projecta. And we're going to do something like 0.934. Okay, so that works great, but we're not getting that with the knife. Okay, so demo weapon, is it in the knife? Let's type in knife. Nope. Demo weapon. For some reason, the knife is not... let's see here. Shoots projectiles. Create projectile. Play bullet effects. And it does not shoot projectiles. No, yep. So for some reason we're not getting the sound with the axe. Knife dot bullet holes. Knife. Okay, we don't have any knife. Hittable surface. Yeah, that's some other stupid script. Let's double check here. We don't want all this crap open though. So let's just double check our knife. I mean, it looks like we're getting it when we hit other surfaces. So I don't know why it would be different for a spider, you know? So like if I hit this. Okay, it's working. It's working. So I don't know why it wasn't earlier, but it's working now. So we're going to pretend that didn't happen. Let's try this guy. Good. Okay. I'll turn my camera on in just a second, guys. Okay, guys. So that's all set up. Great. You know, the sounds feel good. We could probably get away with making it louder, to be completely honest. And I don't know why you can do this, but you can do this. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the Impact Effect Manager, and we're going to set it to 1.4. I don't know why you can do it louder than 1, but you can. So that's cool, I guess. Thank you, Unity, for doing that. Why is Windows better than game dev? Because Unity is a little bit slow inside of Mac. I don't know why. That's my experience. I can't confirm it or deny it. I can just tell you what's true for me. And also, you should really be building your game on the platform that most of your players are going to be playing on. So you get a good idea while you're building it whether what you're making is feasible for their hardware. And Mac is such a small portion of gamers that I don't even worry about it anymore. I don't even know if we're going to release this on Mac. Sorry if you're on Mac. I just don't know if it's worth it. Okay, I like it. Feels great. So what we're going to do now is move on down the list. See, that's why we use lists. We don't want to get too bogged down with a ton of stuff. Okay, with feature creep. We just want to get it done. Decal on the floor after hitting one. We did that. Blood particles effects need to be bigger. Enemy runs too fast. True. So let's fix that. So there's a question I have, and that is this speed even relevant, or is it all here? My theory is that it's all here. Aim speed is the rotation speed. And I think that might have to do with steering. Okay. So let's see here. Anything else? So I think that might actually be, if we made this 4, I think we might actually be okay here. Hey, I think I figured it out. It's right here. Enemy variations. Speed multipliers. Yes, very good. So there's 2 variations. This is a script here. I'm going to move my head for you guys. This is a script I wrote last year, and I just remembered it. We have speed multipliers. So the long enemy type is running at 1.5 the speed. So it's almost double, kind of, of what it's being set to. So we could do something like 1.3. But, yeah, I'm trying to figure out where I want to move it. Let's see what's being varied here when we go to speed multiplier. Enemy.agent speed. It's adding some random numbers to it as well. Okay, so if we change this to 4, I think that'll be fair. Hey, buddy. I don't know if I want the random variation. So it could be just that the animation is slow, but that actually is a pretty good speed. I think it's more than fair. All right. So we don't want that decal projector to be appearing. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn off the decal projector entirely for the blood splatter. Okay. So we're going to go to our impact effect manager. Which decal is going to be null? No decal. And what we're going to do is and we'll do instantiate decal equals false. That's what we really need to do. We don't want a decal when we hit an enemy. Not yet. I don't even think Half-Life does that. I was playing Half-Life 2. There's no decal. Well, no, I think there is actually. Darn it. Well, we can't be perfect here, so I'm not going to worry about it, right, guys? So what were we doing? The speed. The speed. I think to justify the speed, what we do is we're just going to shrink the scale of these variants just a little bit. So 0.4, 0.4, and 0.4. And then we're going to hit apply. So now they're all a little bit smaller. So let's take a look. And by the way, guys, once you get the core down, it's really just about building levels out. So the core is taking a long time, I'll be honest. Very good. All right, the next thing we want to do, guys, is increase the sound. I'm going to add this to my list. Sorry if you hear my baby boy crying. He's right next door, and he's trying to nap right now. And I think he needs to get up, so my wife is about to do that. Just so you guys don't think I'm a bad parent. Okay, when you hit enemies, there should be a signifier on the reticle. The sound of walking should be louder. Let me see here. Okay. So the walking sound is a little too quiet. We can look here. We have this animation. It's going to play random sound. Then it's going to play sound, and then it's going to play sound. Why is it doing that? What's that random sound for? Oh, yes, that's the random sort of screaming baby sound, unironically. Baby step 1, baby step 2. All right, baby step 2, baby step 3, baby step 4. Let's take a look and see. This is in our animator function script. Why it's so quiet. Okay, so let's take a look here. It's going to be it's just the play sound function. Okay, so let's find the play sound function. So it's playing at 1. And that's an indicator that we don't have a problem with the volume in the script. We really have a problem with the step sound. Okay, so baby step 1, 2, 3. It could be. Let's take a look and see what's going on with the audio source. Okay, there's our audio source. So let's take a look and see what's going on here. Its volume is set to 1. What we could do is set the 3D sound settings so that you hear it much closer. But I don't know if I want to do that. I guess we could. We could set the max distance like 25. Yeah, I think we could do 25. No. I think we need to make it smaller. What do I need to do here? Something like 10 maybe? Can we see it? Let's be able to see it better. There we go. So that's it right there. So if we made it pretty big, you'd probably be able to hear them from much further away. So that's good. I mean, we could try that. We could apply all and just test it, you know. I want to hear those tick, 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 wherever you are, or at least close enough. We need to also increase or decrease the length of time between each patrol. Because right now they're just sitting there. Oh, good, I can hear it. Oh, that sounds great. I can't hear it at all. How strange. I don't know why that's happening. Let's do a debug.log. All right, so it's happening. Wait for it. Okay. So it's doing it. The question is, so let's delete all of them except for one. Okay. And then let's just work with this one. Okay. Because we can sort of in-game adjust the 3D settings so that we can hear it better. Anytime you're adjusting the 3D settings of sound, you gotta be pretty particular. Okay. So we have this audio source here. Its priority is fine. Its volume is 1. It's set to 3D for the spatial blend. So let's see here. I don't know if I want it to be linear. I'm fine with it being logarithmic, but I feel like it should be something like this, like way over there. You know? Okay, that seems maybe like a good idea right there. I could be wrong. But you pretty much hear it whenever it's approaching. Like there's no doubt, right? And then the max distance. Ah, look, there's our listener. How cool. I didn't know you could see that, honestly. Maybe that's a good idea. I don't know. All right, let's test it out, guys. So we should be able to hear it. There it is. What's crazy is I don't know where he is. Okay, well, that gives me chills. And that's what we want, guys. That's what we want. Hey, I like that. I don't have any real problems with that, so we're gonna move forward. What do you think, guys? What happened to the game I was working on before Father? I quit it. That's about it, man. All right. Spiders are hard to see. That's a really good point. That's Watt agree. Spiders are hard to see. And by the way, guys, if you haven't downloaded that free 2D game kit below, click below, download that. You don't have to use it now. You can download it and keep it for later. I used this same game kit to make a game for PewDiePie in just 14 days, and I got to play that game with him in front of his audience. So download that game kit, store it on your computer, just keep it for later. I don't care how you use it. It's really up to you. Okay, spiders are hard to see. The sound of walking should be louder. I'm good with what I've got, so we can delete that. Very, very good. So let's remove our debug. And the next question is, let's make you look a little bit more bright. So what I'm going to do is actually increase the lightness. I'm going to consider making them look, at the risk of completely copying Half-Life, we're going to consider just changing. Now, by the way, I'm going to get a new smooth. It's just too shiny. There we go. We definitely don't want a metallic. I'm going to have Felipe obviously change this out. Okay, yeah, they're just basically black, you know? So I'm going to go to the brightness contrast and just crank it up. But we want a little bit of that pink fleshy look, you know? So something like maybe an orangish red. Let's save that out and see what we get. Yeah, it's a little bit better. And when we turn on lighting, it's still very, you know, it is very hard to see. Specular looks a lot better. What is that? Turn off the decals. Should I be using Specular? That's the real question. No, okay, metallic is good. We're good with metallic. That normal map is weird. I almost want to remove it because it's not correct. They're hard to see. That is true. So we're going to just make that white. Let's take a look and see how it looks. I mean, you definitely want to be careful, that's for sure. We also don't have a rotation problem anymore. Yeah, we don't have a rotation problem anymore because it's moving slower now. So the steering doesn't suck anymore, which is great news, right? You know, melee in Half-Life 2, any melee, obviously this isn't true for like Left 4 Dead, but for Half-Life, melee characters, they move really slow. And so I think I'm okay with keeping even the characters that walk, the zombies, and we'll be working on those in a future episode. Even those, sorry, I'm just thinking here. Even those are fine to walk slow. Let's take a look and see if we can make this guy look a little bit better. He's super shiny. Maybe something like that. I think that's fine. Felipe's got so much on his plate right now. I think I might just keep this design and make it look as good as I can. Are they still hard to see, guys? Maybe 0.5, 0.45 is what we want to do here. Hit apply all. It's the saturation, you know? Like, for example, this red here, it's universal redder pipeline. Okay. If I put this new material here, what would he look like? Yeah, I really want him to be vibrant red. We're going to do that. So I'm not quite sure why we're getting some issues here. And I don't want both, just front. Opaque, specular. Oh, wrong. That's the wrong one, Thomas. Whoa, buddy. You need to be careful with your life. So we're going to set it to metallic, opaque, receive shadows. Let's see if we can get it super hot red. And the shadows themselves, we can merge those down into one layer and just drop them. Almost drop them entirely and see what we get. It's just not vibrant. I don't know why, guys. Does anybody have any idea here? We got to figure this out. There we go. I mean, if it's in a light source, it's really vibrant red. Okay. So I think what I want to do is I think I like it shiny, but it does need a normal map officially. But let's get the design down first before we make a normal map, okay? Before we do that, let's delete this effing coin. And also let's change the, well, what do we have to do here? before we move into design, so the tweak blend file to look better in Unity, tweak texture to look better in Unity. Spiders are hard to see, so that's going to be 11 and 12. Decrease the length of time between each patrol. We also need a reticle adjustment. Enemy runs a little too fast, not anymore. Make blood more vibrant, not anymore. So we are making progress. Make it specular, are you sure? That doesn't do anything. But it kind of makes it more saturated looking, so I think it's fine. I think you're right, that's fine. What am I doing? Yes. The length of time between each patrol. Chad, hold on one sec. My dog is about to wake up my son. You need to quiet that booty, buddy. Quiet that booty. Arachnophobia toggles. Oh man, you might be right about that. All right, so if we go to our sample enemy here, patrol pause time is freaking 20 seconds. What's wrong with you, Tumps? We're gonna do 7 seconds, 6 seconds. Let's take a look here. See, Harry. Let's see what the patrol time is. Hello, our Atari Kappa. Welcome, welcome. So there we go. My axe was like in a weird position. Isn't it crazy? It's like he's not even red. I'm going to put a decal under him. Also, there needs to be a notice sound. Something like that. So we decrease the time. Good. Let's go ahead and do the reticle really quick, guys. Knock on wood, right? So let's do that really quick. So I'm going to go to my UI, and we're going to do some serious copying here. We're going to copy Half-Life, because this game is basically a Half-Life, sort of a, what do you call it? A swan song, a love letter. There you go. So what we're going to do is we have these reticles here, and then we're going to have a hit reticle. So let's see here. I'm going to choose this right here. Son of a bee. Hold on. There we go. Like just like that. And I'm going to fill it in with this yellow color here. Hard to see, so let's turn on the background. And I'm going to position it as such. Scale it up a little bit because we could do that. It looks like the fill didn't occur fully because I was doing a tutorial video. And I changed the opacity of my fill. We also need to make sure that our transforming, when we go to transform mode here, whoopsie, with our, there we go. Wait a second. Why are we getting pixelation here? What? What's that? Come on, Thomas. What's going on, buddy? let's go to our preferences and double check something here. Preferences, general. We're going to do automatic. Why? Why can't I rotate you and it look clean? Yeah. Then I don't really care. Then we're going to go to this here. Just get it nice and centered up. We're going to rotate this and mask it out. That didn't work, Frank. What's going on, buddy? Yes, here. Merge these together into a converted smart object. Boom. So that's our hit reticle. The problem is it's not going to work perfectly for every single one here. So I think what I need to do is make sure that that happens. So this is the biggest one here. So what I'm going to do is just keep going. Go a little bit bigger. Doesn't look great. Let's go one more. The problem is, we're going to start over here. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do just a tiny thin one that matches the thinness of that and also these. Yeah. We're going to do this. Boom, boom. It's super subtle, so it doesn't need to be perfect. And then you take the two. There we go. That feels pretty good. I think that's going to be fun to look at. So it's going to be for everything. See? Everything you hit, it'll have this reticle. And it shall be, Harry, red. Okay? But it's going to be this red here. So this is going to be our hit reticle. So we'll just position it right here. And we could probably put it over here, actually. Put it over here so that we can separate the sprites. Drop it down. Save. And take a look. All right, let's click on our UI here. I'll go to a sprite editor. And this is going to be 375 by 375. So, hey, why not do... Hey, what's that circle? What is that circle? The recovery circle is going to be in the way. Shoot. Is it? Let's take a look. It shall be. So the recovery circle should be much bigger than this. Okay? So we're going to scale it up. Let's hope. Shoot, it's not. We're going to have to do a new recovery circle. See, this is what happens when you're an idiot. So we're going to do a recovery circle like this. Set it to shape. Much bigger recovery circle here. Same color. Drop the fill. And scale it down just a tad here. Something like that. That's good. I think that's a good recovery circle. So that's our new recovery circle. So we have this one here. We're going to remove it. Okay. Now we can move the reticle, or this hurt reticle, way over here, and then we just need to scale up the, wait for it, revert. There we go. So, yep, it's good. It's good. So that's the UI recovery circle. We need to make sure we set that size properly on the canvas. What we're going to do is do the same size here, but it's going to be for the reticle. So 375 by 375. Center it up as much as we can here. We're going to call this UI hit reticle. Okay, hit apply, and we should be good. Okay, now let's go to our canvas. One sec. Let's go to our canvas. Fix my face. And good. We have the crosshair. We also have the recovery circle here. Let's turn that on and set the native size. Okay, it looks like it's fine actually. Turn it back off. We're going to go to crosshair here, copy, paste. Okay. And then we're going to go to our where's the hit reticle? Huh. It's crazy. Sometimes it doesn't show up. What'd I call it? Let's take a look. You moron. What in the world? So 375 by 375. I've had that happen before. Did I not hit apply? Probably not. And again, this is called hit reticle. Hey, Gordon. How are you, buddy? Guys, welcome, Gordon. Gordon is one of my interns. He's helping out with some of the coding for the game. He's also my editor for my YouTube channel. That's our crosshair. This is going to be our hurt crosshair. I think calling it crosshair here is probably a better idea, so I'm just going to do that. Reticle, set native size. Very, 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 very good. So there's our hit reticle. What we want to do is create a new animator. UI hit reticle hit. Thank you, Jordan James, giving me 20 euros. Now I can finally buy my mansion. Hi, Thomas. Just wanted to say thanks for all the content. It's guys like you that have given me the push to break out of my comfort zone and give game dev a try. All the best for this release. I'm looking forward to it. Guys, can we let Jordan know that we're rooting for him? Or her, I'm not so sure. We're rooting for you. That's awesome. Seriously, keep it up. All right, so all we're gonna do here is we're gonna have the alpha high and then just crank it down to 0. So it's just gonna do this when you hit something. That's it. But I've been having issues with the freaking trigger state. Our trigger parameter. So we're actually going to create a Boolean and we're going to call it hit. Or how about show? I know it's not the best way to do this, but I don't know why I've been having so many problems with it. So we're going to say if show is true. Actually, wrong. We don't want an animator. So we're going to remove the animator. Okay. Hey, Jeb. Come here, buddy. Jeb. Jebby. I'm much nicer to Jeb during a live stream, aren't I, Gordon? Jeb, come. Jeb. Jeb. Be friendly. Come on. Come on, Jeb. No. No. Bro, chill. Loot boxes, we've got them. So what am I doing? I can't think because my dog. I love you, Jeb. Kind of. All right, so let's go to this right here. it's an animator. We don't need that. All we need is the UI hit crosshair hit, and just move that over. So now, wait. Wrong, Thomas, wrong. Don't do that to me. What we want to do here is, what was that animator really quick? Let's double check. I'm going to delete that. And I need to double check something here. I want to make sure everything's okay. Yeah, that reticle is going to look so good. Oh, man. Just that subtle detail is going to change everything, guys. Just wait. Okay, so we're good. So what we want to do is we want to remove the animator and add an animation component, because the animation component allows for much more simpler, quick animations. We need an idle state like that, but we also want to add that hurt crosshair hit. So yeah. So there's idle. There's nothing there, but there's this. So, son of a bee. Oh. You have to have a freaking idle state. And then you also need to go to freaking this developer mode. Oh, it's so annoying. And then set it to legacy. Son of a bee. Hold on. Let's do another idle state. Unfortunately, we have to do that. So annoying. Let's create a new folder. We're going to call this UI, and I'm just going to drag all of these into the UI here folder. That way I can create a new animation. Just duplicate it and just call this idle, but we're going to know it's related to the UI. It doesn't need anything, right? It's nothing. And then you can drag that in to idle here. And now we need to get a reference to this image, or yeah. So what we're going to do is go to the controller, weapon controller. We're going to get a reference to it. There we go, references. And we're going to call it public image. And this is going to be called the Reticle hurt UI. And now what we do is, if there's an actual hit that occurs, we need to do it. Son of a snake. Let's see here. It's really not going to happen in here. It's going to happen in the weapon controller, or the demo weapon is what it's going to be. So it's not going to be here. Although, yes, it will. We'll keep it there. Then let's add it really quick. So we just need to drag it on over to the references. It's right here, Reticle hurt UI. Drag that in. And then what we need to do is go to our freaking demo weapon. The problem with this script, I don't want to be mean. Let's see here. Because I couldn't write a script this good, so I'm not going to say anything. I shall have a pole in my eye. But I will say, is there a way to universalize this? Let's see here. Shot. If raycast hit something, and if it's hittable, then get the damage data. Hittable, take damage. What's hittable? take damage. Huh. Strange. I don't really get it, to be honest. It needs to be done in the weapon script. Let's do a little debug. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to shot, the shot script. It really should just be done with the enemies. Hey, so here's what we'll do. Maybe it needs to be in the enemy script. Yeah, it's going to be done in the enemy script. Son of a snake. Give me a sec, guys. One sec. I'm almost there. Yeah, red line. We already changed it to legacy, but you are correct. Enemy. Open up the enemy script. Yes, change the line endings, you moron. So let's see here. Yes. Here we go. Is this generic? Yeah, it's generic enough. We don't want it to be happening with the damageable entities. So it's right here. Is it in the damageable entities? It might be. On collision enter. On trigger enter. Die. Okay, I think it might be in the damageable entity. Take damage. There it is. So we're going to go to the weapon controller here. Can I do it like this? Weapon controller dot. One sec, guys. What's it called? Got to open that up again. Man, this is slow going here. Reticle hurt UI. Actually, it's going to be an animation. We'll just use get component. Weapon controller dot reticle hurt UI dot get component and then dot play. And then what's it called? It is currently called UI hit crosshair hit. Bang. And we'll stop it too. But let's double check something here. Let's make sure this is. Yeah, it needs to be game manager dot weapon controller. Let's try that. Son of a snake. Let's see here. Looks like, oh, game manger. That's what Jesus would write, but that's not what we're going to write. There we go. We also want to stop it just in case. Don't stop. Now, obviously, you should not do this twice, so we'll fix that if it's working. Yes, get component is slow. Null reference exception because we haven't set it up properly. Let's see here. Let's go to the. Sorry, I have a ton of these stupid debugs. Reduced additional punctual light. I don't know what it is. So let's double click this and make sure we're getting some information. Reticle hurt UI get component animation doesn't exist for some reason. Good to know. It's there, so maybe we're not having a reference to it in the controller. But I remember dragging it over. Yeah, it didn't. There it is. There we go. Hey, that feels great. I like it, baby. All right, so the thing we want to do is just make sure it's set to 0 by default. All right, that is done. And that, guys, by the way, that is going to make a huge difference for gameplay. It's little things like that that are going to make your game feel professional. It's not realistic models. It's not premium, high-quality sound effects with just the right, mastering. It's not amazing lighting. It's great game feel. And the way to figure out good game feel is to mimic other games. That's how you do it. Yes, get component is slow. It is slow. I don't know if I'm worried about it, though. Sure, let's do it. You're right, guys. You're right. Let's not do it. Why do it when there's so much stuff we need to be worrying about? And that's not one of them. So what I mean is I don't want to deal with that slowing down the game and just sort of stacking up all this stuff. So don't save that. Let's go to our weapon controller. And we're going to change this to Reticle UI animation and then just call it animation and then drag it back over. I don't know anything really about optimizing games. 3D games. I'm not the one to do that. I'm going to hire a studio to do that. So, but I will say, obviously static objects are good. All right, you guys ready? So let's just make sure it works really quick. Sorry, I want to make sure. One of you said the game kit link isn't working. Let me double check. It should work for you. Yeah, check your email. But it should just redirect you to it. So click it and you should be good. Y'all let me know if it's not working. Here we go. Look how good that feels. Just the reticle. Having that simple reticle there was great. Let's double check and make sure, I think it's important. Let's double check and make sure it works with the axe. Hey, bitch, come here. It does, the smacking sound of an axe doesn't really, I'm not feeling it. I feel like we should do that. A specific axe hit sound. Because it just doesn't feel good. Like a, do I have a sound like that? Axe swing 1. I think that's what I'm already using for the axe. So we should be hearing this more. I'm still having trouble with this. Let's turn off developer mode. There we go. I should be hearing that. Why does it not sound good? Let's take a look. It doesn't sound that great, but I think it's just because the axe sound is so loud. It could be it, Let's take a look. It is a loud axe sound. It Hector gave me new sounds, so I might want to let's double check and make sure that that's the problem. If that's the problem, which I hope it is, let's go to the animation, axe swing, screen shake shoot. So where's the sound? Shoot sounds. There it is. I'm going to delete those really quick and just see what we get. Can I hear the hit sound like at all? If I don't, then we have a problem. Let's take a look. It's just not very loud. Isn't that interesting? It's just not very loud. So I feel like it should just be louder, you know, unfortunately. So the axe is pretty loud. I'll give you guys that. So we'll update those really quick. But for now, what I want to do is I want to make sure I go to my script here. For the sound of the hit, which is in the impact manager. I just feel like the volume should just be higher. I just feel weird though making it 2. I could make it 3 even. I hope that I don't blow y'all's ears out. Be ready. MezRL, you should get redirected to a page where you can download it there. So if you're not redirected, let me know. But you should be getting redirected. Yeah, and I don't really want to make it based on the sound of the axe. I just want it to be a universal sound. Where are you little bee? Where are you? Come here. Oh, gosh. It's fine. It's not great. I bet you I could combine it with the hit sound. Man, it's not perfect. Well, I want to get it working, so let me head on over to Discord really quick. Hector, I'm going to type in axe. Should be on Discord here. I think you're still using the older axe sound. Here's a link to the latest. Okay, let's hear these. Yeah, these are better. I think they're higher pitched. Okay, I'm going to download all of these. Give me a sec, guys. And all I'm going to do is just replace them. That would be cool. Like you click and hold and you can do a heavy axe swing. That would be awesome. No! There it is. Replace the files in the definition, the destination. Let's test it out. Actually, I'm going to go back to the axe here and put those back, right? There they are. Ugh. Axe 1, axe 2, axe 3, axe 4. I think those are better. Let's take a look. That's much better. All right, guys. So it's official. You know, the hit sound, it needs obviously it needs to be very, very thuddy. like that. But it also needs to be slashy and slicey. You know, which is really a shame. I feel like we can get away with doing one sound, so let's give it a shot. So we have these sounds here, guys. We're gonna open all of these up in Audacity, but close out this. So there they are. We're gonna open them up. Let's just open up just one for now. So let's just do the first one. What I want to do is I want to first make sure that the sound is -6 to -12 because I'm curious as to why it's so quiet. All right, let's get a slice sound. freesound.org. And by the way, I'm using Brave, and I highly recommend all of you use Brave. Stop using Google products because they're tracking everything you do. Thomas, you're paranoid. No, I'm not. I'm just telling you the truth. Slice. Flesh cut. Oh, gosh. No, thank you. We can try this. Let's take a look. Stick it in a downloads folder. Looks like we got ourselves an Augs Vorbis. Hopefully that'll load in. It will. Okay. So let's take a look. Hey, that sounds pretty friggin' awesome. But like I said, it needs to work for both bullets and slashes. That frickin' sounds awesome. We're going to crank up that volume just before 0. All right. I think, so this is what I was talking about earlier when I'm using the letter R. I'm going to use R3, okay, so that I have that old one if I need it. And let's just open up the same default file here for all of them. Sounds, flesh hit R2. This is going to be R3 or R2. Let's open that up really quick. I'm going to move it over here just for now, guys. I'm going to copy this. Looks like we're at +6 decibels, so I'm going to crank that up over here. Tracks, new track, stereo track, paste. And we're going to lower that pitch just a tad so it doesn't feel repetitive. Okay. It's a little too loud. Ooh, that I think that might feel good for both. This is an indie game, right, guys? So we don't want to get too complicated here. Keep everything pretty simple. Okay. Now, we're almost there. One more sound. Open with Audacity. +6. And then do one more. And then pitch, maybe a higher pitch. Let's try that. Not punchy enough. Okay, let's try it. Export, and this is going to be flesh hit R3. Let's go to our impact manager and just put these in the slots. Okay, so there's our impact manager. And by the way, guys, a lot of you might be thinking, oh my word, it's so complicated. Look at all this stuff. But the reality is, as you work on your own projects, you're going to have your own systems. And as you build them slowly, they will make more sense to you. Most people are going to open up your project and think, what the hell? But if you're working on it and you're building it, you're going to know it like the back of your hand. Okay. Let's try it out. You guys ready? So this is this. That feels great. All right, let's try out the slash with the axe. Let's take a look, see how it feels. That's great. Okay, Thomas wins. Thomas wins the award for the day. Give me a round of applause for winning the award. I think I did a good job today. Let's see, is there anything else I'm missing from the list? I kind of want to work on that. Okay, the reticle works. The blend file, the texture, the notice sound, and the axe sound, we actually did that just fine. So let's go to the blend file and see if we can add just a few joints. So let's open that up. I think it's called Spider Long. Yeah. Oh. Okay. So this is our spider long. If we go to modeling here, we could probably add a few more because the game is a little bit more realistic now. A few more loop cuts. 2 is fine. Whoopsie. Thomas, you moron. Stop it, Thomas. What are you doing? Okay. A few more over here. And then we'll also try and round it out. Okay. And then also this one. Okay. We need to unwrap it. I don't know, we don't need to unwrap it, but we do need to... I'm curious about the rig. Let's take a look. It's fine. I'm not going to worry about the rig right now. Okay, let's take a look. He looks much smoother now, the texturing. Very good. Okay. So that looks fine. I'm curious if there's any other tweaks we want to make to the model to make it look a little bit more unique and also fit within our world. I think what I wanted to do was sort of scale up where the joints are connected here. So let's do that. Select these and sort of scale up a little bit. We'll turn this on. This is the influence. And then just sort of do about like this. Okay. Same is true for this here. Increase the influence ever so slightly. And this one here. This one here. And then these little friends here, what we can do is probably just select those friends. And actually scale along the y-axis, rotate, so that we can create some sort of knee here. See that? Creating a bit of a joint. The same is true for this one. And we're using the mirror modifier, so we're not worried about the effects not being, or these changes not being applied to the other side. That's a little high. Okay. And then this one's a little weird. And then maybe bring that one down a little bit too. Yeah, I like the, see, we're just adding a little bit more detail here because, like I said, we're working with a new version of the game that looks a little bit different than what it looked like in the retro version. So, pull it over that way. I'm not being too picky here, guys. Okay, I think that's good. Let's save that out, take a look. Yep, see how it's just a little bit more detailed now, guys. I'm going to set that little butt crack on his head to look a little bit more butt cracky. So sort of squash it down vertically. Yeah. And then also move it so that it's more of a butt crack on the top. Good. All right. Yeah. He's a little butt boy. Look at that. Weird shapes. That's because of the rigging. Curious about this right here. Adding a loop cut to about right here. And then sort of bringing it up. So it's a little bit more. Yeah. What we would need to do is scale in the, I'm not gonna worry about that. Okay. So it looks good. Let's take a look and make sure it looks good in game. Good. He looks great. We should unwrap him, but I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if we need to unwrap him that much anymore. I think the unwrap is fine. Let's go to his skin here. Let's turn on the UV sort of overlay here. Now, obviously, guys, you could use Substance Painter for this, but I'm going to just use Photoshop for this. I think first and foremost, what we want to do is I want to delete every layer here and sort of start fresh with this. So let's go to red, add a little bit of red here. And let's just see how just the basic red looks in Unity. That's the real question. Okay, he's much more vibrant now, which is great. So now what we want to do is sort of use the style that Felipe is using here for the models here. And by the way, guys, the reason I'm doing the model here is because Felipe is incredibly busy with a lot of different projects for my studio. So I feel like I can get away with, at the very least for now, mimicking his style. So his style uses a lot of substance painter brushes. So there's no real harsh lines. It's all very soft. And so what I'm going to do is go to black here. And these are his feet, right? We're going to do some soft sort of black here. Fade it out. This is the first layer. Then we'll do the second layer. Just creating some tips that are really dark for his feet. Look at that. The question is, do we want that, you know? Does it make it harder to see? I don't know if I want to give it emissive. I don't know. I can try. Why are you that color? You didn't look that way before. I think it was because of the lighting. Son of a snake. He's just black. Why are you black? Isn't that strange? He's black. Is it the shader? It's gotta be the shader. The map, the base map didn't save. There it is. It keeps changing back. Isn't that crazy? I know why. I know why. It's because in the spider variant, we have a script. It's the enemy variations, and there is a script here for the textures. Yes. Baby skin UV PSD. Pull that in. There we go. Honestly, that's not the way to solve this. We need to do this one here. How strange. That's the drone? That's the drone. I wonder why. How strange. Baby skin UV. How weird. Well, let's just duplicate this and call this baby skin UV long, or baby skin long UV PSD. There we go. Open that one up, and then we can close this one and take a look. All right, guys, ready? That was why it wasn't working, by the way, when I kept changing the colors. No, this is not pre-recorded. This is live. There he is. Now you can really see him. Oh, and it's horrifying. Oh my goodness gracious, that just makes me hair. So these feet aren't going to be dark because I want to be able to see them touching the ground. But there will be some shading. So I think actually right here, okay? I'll show you. Up here, we'll have sort of some dark crevices to make it look like there's some ambient occlusion. And then the same is true for here on this little friend. So just sort of boom, 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 and then a boom, 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 and then a bop, 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 and then a bing, bang, bang. There you go. Save that out, and I think that'll do, donkey. So let's take a look. Where are you, friend? Hey, now, it didn't work. It's a little too much. But you guys get the idea, right? So what we're going to do is just go back in time. Just delete, and we don't even need to select. Just tiny little. And then just do 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 do, and then do 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 do, and then do 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 do. We give it a Gaussian blur. Nothing crazy. There we go. And then sort of fade out where we don't really like it. I don't really want it looping over there. And then drop down the opacity and just sort of fade out there. Fade, 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 fade. Okay, let's take a look. There we go. And then we just want to put it up the butt crack. So the butt crack is right here. It's going to be weird, though, because we didn't really properly unwrap this thing. But I think I'm going to be okay with that. Let's take a look. Okay, so that's the wrong direction. So this is actually good because it's unwrapped right along this line here. So it's going to be something like this. Just like that, okay? Obviously, we want to cut here. Guys like drawing on wrapping paper. There we go, look at that. Nice old butt crack, that feels great. Okay. I think what we want to do also is just some darkness where the knees are. One here as well. This is kind of like Substance Painter, right? But on wrapping paper. What I mean is it's just using faint, subtle brushes to sort of get it looking. Yeah, he's a little dark. Let's take a look. I like it. Let's take a look. Looks good. Honestly, I'm not too unhappy with it. I think he could be a little bit shinier, and we could add a normal map. Yeah, I love it. Give me a round of applause now. All right. Very good. Normal map. We could do a normal map. I don't know if this is going to be effective, but we're going to try it. We're just going to use the normal maps available from Photoshop here. Use snake. Hold on. I don't know what's going on, but whatever. Let's call this normal map. It's going to be normal. Very nice. We'll probably increase that the shininess of skin. But overall, I'm like, well, you know, it's fine. It's nothing too ugh. Yeah, it's not the right kind of normal map. What I'm going to do is add just a texture normal map, because I don't really think there doesn't need to be any normals there. Although I will say, having some normals right here, I don't know if that's a terrible idea. Let's do 0 and see what it looks like. Yeah, it doesn't really do anything. So I think just a fuddy-dud texture here. So something like if we were to create a... Actually, you know what we could do? Seriously, we could just go to pexels.com. All of these are open source. That's what they say. You never really know, though, do you? And then I'm just going to go leather. That might work. Copy this. I think I've done this before with this same model. Oh, I got to save it. Open it up in Photoshop. Stupid. There we go. All right. Some reason it's not showing up. Something's wrong with Photoshop. What in the world? Let's close it out and open it up again. New Photoshop. Yes, Harry. Open up Photoshop. It feels like it needs an eye, you know, or like some sort of weird thingy at his butt crack. Like a little hole. What do you call that? An anus. Scale this up here. Scale this up here. And it's got like a basketball texture. We're going to do blur, smart blur. Significant amount. So it looks toony. Okay. Rasterize it. And then do a 3D generate normal map. Invert the height, so it's kind of like scales, you know. Why do you freaking keep doing that? Photoshop, I'm gonna kill you. Save it. And a lot of you are wondering, Thomas, it's not gonna loop properly. I know. We're gonna fix that. Oh my goodness. That's not horrifying at all. It's not the greatest. We could probably just do 0.2 or 0.3. Set fix now. There we go. Okay, that did it. We just need to let Unity tell us what to do. We set it to 0.8. I think that looks pretty cool. Obviously, it's not unwrapped properly, but you know, I think we're gonna do just fine. Oh no, the texture didn't save. I don't like... It's so frustrating. What is going on? I don't like these. So we can delete those. Oh my word. Photoshop. What on earth? What are you thinking? Is it paused? It's paused. That looks a lot better. You know, it should probably be set to overlay. Photoshop is really screwing up right now. I don't know what's going on. What? Whoa. What? Wow. We're going to have 2 overlays. And then also, we're going to do a regular one. Wow. I can't even edit undo in Photoshop. Instead of fixing the problem, I'm just going to pretend it's not there, right? And set those to normal. Drop down the opacity, save. That's weird. Okay. That looks a lot better. And then the normal map needs to be a little different. It's too small. But, you know, I'm not going to try and fix it right now because Photoshop sucks. Where is it? There you are. Okay. Let's crank that up to like 3 or 4. How about 2? Looks good. And then also the shininess of it. Oh gosh, Thomas, you're horrifying. That's what I wanted. I like it. It's I'm not seeing the butt crack though. That's part of the problem here. So let's see. Where is the butt crack? It's not showing up for some reason. Isn't that strange? There's no butt crack. So let's see. There's our base map. Yeah, that's the wrong base map. It keeps getting swapped. I think that's because something's wrong with the enemy variations. So let's just do that. Good. Okay. Good. And also the texture didn't save for some reason. I think it was because it's instances. I don't know. We're going to set it to 2 and then also shiny. We could probably... You guys said do emissive. Ooh. We could try that. He just doesn't match the world. He looks good there, but he's not scary. So we'll turn off emission. And I think what I really want to do here, I know this wasn't on my list, but what I want to do is go ahead and see this blood decal. I'm going to create a new decal. It's just going to be a shadow just right below it. Just giving it that more, I guess, a toony feel. Let's put a floor quad below him. Okay. And I'm just going to do a decal. I'm trying to think if this is going to be a problem anywhere else, but I don't think it will be. Shadow decal. Okay. And let's go to Photoshop. Unfortunately, we need to be in Photoshop again. We're going to do 600 by 600. And we're just going to create a little pulse of shadow. Wow. Man, Photoshop is horrible right now. I can't do anything. Let's close it. No. That's not a bad looking enemy for somebody who's not really a 3D modeler. I like it. It's really creepy looking. I don't want to see this ever again. Maybe I can change the view mode to something like this and it'll fix it. Hide suggestions. New file. We're going to do 600 by 600. Almost broke there. Okay. So this is going to be the shadow, guys. And you don't want its edges to go outside. Obviously, we want to blur it just a little bit because we're looking at some weird shapes there. And this is going to be, we'll trim it. Image trim. We're going to call this save as enemies. We're going to call this enemy drop shadow. Or enemy shadow decal. Okay? Then we're going to go to the actual decal, the blood decal here. And we're going to call this, we're going to duplicate it. And we're going to call it shadow decal. Then we're going to go to the shadow decal here, drag in the shadow decal, and then just update it to include that shadow decal, which is right here. Make sure we set the alpha is transparency. We're going to remove the matte. It's going to be smaller, so 1024 is fine. Go to shadow decal here and double check its position. And you can see here, it's not doing it. So we need to go to our gizmos here and take a look. It's pretty big. So 2 by 2. Let's take a look here. There is it there? It's not there. I wonder why. I think it has to do with the type of image. So let's go to the decals here and double check something here. If we go to the bullet decal, what kind of settings do we have here? Alpha is transparent, sRGB color, so that's good. To nearest is set, border bitmaps, and clamp. Okay. So I think it's really the clamping that's the problem. Okay. Turn those and take a look. Okay, our shadow decal is not showing. Let's see here. If I changed it to the blood decal, would it? Or the bullet decal? It will. We might need to point it down. Let's see. Something's going on here. Let's do 1 by 1. Scale it up. It's downward. Okay. I don't think it's hitting the floor. That's why. Still not showing up. So, isn't that weird? What about blood decal? Let's try that one. There's the blood. Ah! And then it got removed. I'm going to keep that there, and we're gonna see if we can set it to 2 by 2 by 2, and just see if it shows up in Unity. There it is. So it's not for some reason showing up in the actual variant. So I think all we need to do is just go to here, go back to our shadow decal, drag it in. There it is. So it just wasn't showing up for some reason. Now it disappeared. Okay, for some reason it disappears in prefab mode. I don't know why. There it is. Okay, so I think what I want to do is make it pretty big, so like 4 by 4, just so you could see it better. And you know, the opacity doesn't need to be crazy, so something like 0.7. Save that, and hopefully this will make it a little bit more visible. You know what I mean? Yep, looks a lot better. Awesome, guys. All right, you guys want to see how... I just found out that the Lord of the Rings Amazon series is actually the Silmarillion. Did you guys know that? I'm really excited. I just got chills. I'm so excited. I love the Lord of the Rings. I hope Amazon doesn't screw us. They might. What do you guys think? Is Amazon going to screw us over with a terrible series that's disrespectful to the Lord of the Rings franchise? I want to know your thoughts. Oh, we got to remove that quad. What do you guys think? All right, guys. So we're going to have a bunch of spiders to kill and see how it feels. If you can have perfect enemies, you can make a great game. So, for example, right now, we need to fix all that. And I know what the problem there is. Oh, shh. He's stuck. So I don't think I want any speed variation on the spiders. So let's go to, because some of them are like really slow. So let's go to the spider, go to the baby, or the parent here, the spider variant actually, and then go to our variations. Yeah, the speed should not change. So if enemy and randomized speed. You know what it should be? It should be this. It should be minimum random speed.x and random speed.y. So we need to create that really quick. Almost there. Random speed, and this is going to be a vector 2. X is the negative random, and Y is the positive random value. That way we can just set, and it's going to be 0 by default. So we can go random speed.x and then random speed.y. That way we can have a random speed if we want, but for this enemy type, we're not going to. Teleporting spider, that sounds interesting. Watch it, bitch. Oh, come on. We also need an attack animation for the spiders. All right. Very, very good. So we need to do that, and then we also need to do attack animation, and we need to do an idle animation, just standing there. Okay. We're going to put this in our downloads, and this is just going to be spider fixes. Save that out. Well, guys, this was so fun. Thanks for hanging out with me. This was a bit of a longer stream. I had a really good time working with you guys, and you were really, really helpful. I want to wish you all some a I want to wish you a ton of success in 2022 as you pursue game dev. I think that anybody can do it with hard work and a little bit of talent. You do have to have a little bit of talent, but I want to wish you a ton of luck. And if you want to start quickly, my game kit is below. It's for 2D games. So if you want to make a 2D game, download my free 2D game kit below. It's my treat to you. I want you to use it however you want. If you want to make money off of this game kit, that's fine. I really don't care. I used this game kit to make a game for PewDiePie in 14 days. So it definitely stood up to that pressure. I'll talk to you guys later. Cheers. Get over here. Get down. Hey, thanks for watching. By the way, if you haven't downloaded that free 2D game kit below, click below. It's my treat to you. I used this game kit to make a game for PewDiePie in 14 days, and I actually got to play it with him in front of his audience, which was really cool. This game kit is totally free. It's my treat to you, and you can use it however you want. You can make a commercial game and make $1 million off this game kit. I don't care. Or you could just use it for a hobby project. It's my treat to you. And by the way, if you haven't clicked like, that would mean a ton to me. Hit subscribe. And also, this is important, hit that notification bell. Here's why. If you get notified of when I'm live, you can watch me make my next game and let me know in the chat what you think about the game or any ideas you have. And you might just show up. Your chat might just show up in the next video that I upload. All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye. I love you too.